The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Economic Development and Official Languages.
Hi, Madam Speaker, I will be splitting my time with the member from Kitchener Centre today. Madam Speaker, honourable members, I am pleased to provide an address on the 150th speech from the throne today to MPs in the House of Commons, those participating virtually, the Canadian people, and in particular my fantastic constituents watching in my great riding of Sault Ste. Marie, located in the centre of Canada at the heart of the Great Lakes on the border of the United States in the traditional territory of the Ojibwe people of Garden River and Batchewana, as well as the Métis people. I want to begin by recognizing and thanking our frontline and essential workers who are looking after our health and safety, putting food on our tables, and making sure our economy's supply chains continue to operate. By way, this also includes my wife, Lisa, who is a healthcare worker, so thanks to my wife as well. While I have the virtual floor, and this is my first time to address the House virtually, I would also like to thank my staff who have been working with me around the clock 7 days a week, looking after the good people of the Sioux during these unprecedented times. Madam Speaker, I also want to give a shout out to all my family, friends, and supporters who have been supporting me as I work to help Canadians. You're my rock, you're my everything. To overcome this significant challenge that the COVID-19 pandemic poses for all of us, we need all levels of government, every sector of our economy, and indeed every Canadian to act in solidarity and work together. And I can tell you that we are lockstep in our fight against COVID-19 in the Sioux since the beginning. The people of Sault Ste. Marie have been unwavering in their commitment to each other, looking out for their families, friends, and neighbours. It's been an honour working with Mayor Provenzano, Mayor Lamming, and their councils, as well as Chief Sayers and Chief Rickard and their councils, and MPs and MPPs from all parties, as well as the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce, local labour groups, various private and public sector businesses and organizations that have been working together with me. Hashtag we're in this together. Madam Speaker, I've been told that our health unit has some of the lowest numbers of COVID cases in Ontario, a testament to that mantra. And I am confident that the vigilance and sacrifice of individuals and communities across Canada, coupled with the expertise and diligence of medical professionals working hard on a vaccine and caring for patients, will see Canada through this challenging time. Madam Speaker, our approach to beating this pandemic and the impacts it has had on our economy is centered on four pillars that were outlined recently in the speech from the throne. First, we're working to protect the health of Canadians, particularly the most vulnerable. To help protect seniors, we will work with parliamentarians on criminal code amendments to penalize those who neglect our seniors under their care. We're going to work with provinces and territories to set new national standards for long-term care so that seniors get the best support possible. We're going to take additional actions to help people stay in their homes longer. And we're going to also increase the old age security once a senior turns 75 and boost the Canada Pension Plan Survivors Benefit. We are going to ensure as well that our healthcare system serves Canadians even better. We're going to ensure that everyone has access to a family doctor or a primary care team, expand capacity of delivery for virtual healthcare, continue to address the opioid epidemic, and further increase access to mental health care. We're going to accelerate to achieve national universal pharmacare through a rare disease strategy to help Canadian families save money on high-cost drugs, establish a national formulary to keep drug prices low, and working with provinces and territories will move forward without delay, bringing forward a new disability inclusion plan that will help Canadians with disability gain access to program and benefits is going to be also welcome. We're building a plan to end chronic homelessness for good in Canada. As such, I was pleased to announce two affordable housing initiatives recently in the Sioux, which are repurposing two old schools. We also have a second pillar, and that second pillar, it basically says we have Canadians' backs. And we've been saying that. We started saying that it seemed to have been coined at the gates at Algoma Steel here in Sault Ste. Marie when the Prime Minister was here speaking to steelworkers. And we fought real hard against those American 232 tariffs on steel and aluminum and won. And that was our mantra, we have your backs. Now this is our rallying cry for all workers of Canada during these unprecedented times. We have your backs. I was pleased to see a commitment of creating 1 million jobs in the speech from the throne. And we'll get there by using a number of tools in our economic toolbox. An extremely important tool in that box are the regional economic development agencies like FedNor, that I proudly serve as parliamentary secretary. From the get-go, our RDAs have been there for communities, businesses, and organizations from coast to coast to coast. We introduced the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund, an almost $1 billion fund to help those that need that extra help. In Northern Ontario, that fund was split between FedNor and Community Future Development Corporations. And I can tell you that I'm proud to have announced a number of supports on behalf of the Minister of Economic Development and Official Languages, FedNor, which go hand in glove with the funding from the CFDCs that are supporting communities, small businesses, tourism, agriculture, IT, Indigenous, manufacturing, and green initiatives all across Northern Ontario, from areas of Kenora, Thunder Bay, Elliott Lake, Sudbury, Timmins, North Bay, Parry Sounds, and of course, Sault Ste. Marie. We're going to create direct investments in the social sector and infrastructure and immediately training up quickly and skill up workers and create incentives for employers to hire and retain workers. We're going to extend the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy through to next summer so workers can remain on the payroll. We're going to create jobs for young Canadians by significantly scaling up the youth employment strategy. Third, we're strengthening the middle class, and we'll continue building long-term competitiveness with clean growth. This is great news for Sault Ste. Marie, as when I was on City Council, I seconded a resolution declaring us as the alternative energy capital of North America. That's why I was very pleased to see that we're launching a new fund to attract investments in making zero-emission products and cut the corporate tax rate in half for those companies to create jobs and make Canada a world leader in clean technology. We're immediately bringing forward a plan to exceed Canada's 2030 climate goals. We're going to legislate Canada's goals of net zero emissions by 2050. We're creating thousands of jobs, retrofitting homes and buildings, cutting energy costs for Canadians, families, and businesses. We're going to invest in reducing the impact of climate-related disasters like floods, wildfires to make communities safer and more resilient. We're help delivering more transit and active transit options. And we're going to create a new Canada Water Agency to keep our water safe, clean, and well managed and continue to grow Canada's ocean economy. Finally, we will accomplish this while we advance gender equality, fighting systematic racism and injustices, work towards reconciliation with Indigenous people and protect the environment and welcome immigrants and uphold our two official languages. In my writing, we're doing some really amazing things as we work towards reconciliation in a nation-to-nation way these past years. We worked with the survivors of the residential school at Algoma University to build the Anishinaabe Discovery Center and supported taking back Shinwalk Hall. But more work is ahead of us, and we're committed to that. I want to acknowledge the work that the African Canadian Association of Northern Ontario is doing here in the Sioux, along with our allies in fighting systematic racism. To support the social and political gains that women and gender diverse Canadians have fought so hard to secure, our government is creating an action plan for women in the economy to help more women get back into the workforce. To ensure this plan is guided by a feminist intersectional response, it will be led by a team of experts whose diverse voices will ensure that we build back our economy in a more inclusive way. The pandemic has likewise brought to light the need for affordable childcare, which parents needing to either work less hours or quit their jobs entirely to take care of their kids, well, that's a challenge. That's why we will be making a significant long-term sustained investment to create a Canada-wide early learning and childcare system. We'll also be subsidizing before and after school programs costs to ensure no family is left behind. I can tell you that Canada and the world continues to face the ongoing threat of this global pandemic. Throughout this challenging year, Canadians have proven to be resilient. Our country's success is because of its people. We are neighbors helping neighbors, small businesses supporting communities, armed forces protecting our most vulnerable, and frontline workers keeping our families healthy and safe. From the very beginning, we've worked hard to keep everyone safe and healthy and ensure Canadians had the support they needed to get through this crisis. We immediately took action with historic programs like the CERB and Canada's emergency wage subsidy to help Canadians pay their bills and businesses to keep workers on the payroll. We're also working with the provinces and territories to help Canadians. including funding for communities, public transit, secure childcare spaces, and purchase of personal protective equipment. In this challenging time, we're there for Canadians. And as we look towards the future, we will continue to protect the health of Canadians and do what it takes to support Canadians through this crisis. Together, we will work to build Canada that is more resilient, healthier, and safer. A Canada that is more fair and inclusive, and one that is clean and competitive. We will do what it takes to protect